Hello, what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time I guess we're talking about the 1027 Hasbro Pulse reveals now because MCM Comic Con is going on and they decided to show off a whole bunch of Transformers. Now I imagine during the 1027 event they're going to talk about pre-orders, but we get to talk about the actual figures themselves because they revealed the rest of what the next wave is going to be. Some people were concerned about what they had shown off during New York Comic Con, that being the 86 Galvatron, that being the Double Punch, that being the Hatchet, and that being the, I think it was it Skywarp? Yeah, War for Cybertron Skywarp, and thinking, oh, it's just repaints or whatever. And I said, hold off, because there are more. They just revealed the bad guys on the wave, and yes, these are the good guys of the wave. As well, we actually get to see what the next wave is going to be, and it's not just profiles or small images or artwork. No, this is the robot mode of the figures. So we get to talk about that. Anyway, starting off, we have the Bumblebee. Now, this was listed as the MV6 Bumblebee. Usually with MV6 or MV7, it's kind of hesitant on what exactly that means, because it could be Rise of the Beast, could be Bumblebee, could be something else. But no, this is going to be the Bumblebee movie, Bumblebee. They're redoing the Volkswagen Bumblebee from the third wave of Studio Series, so super early. And I gotta say, I'm so glad that they're doing that. There's certain things about the original design that was based on concept rather than the official final design, and when you're going through toy design, that does make sense, but he didn't really have the doors as outgoing or as flat. I don't think he had the wheels on the side of the legs, so they wanted to change it up. And also, the transformation on that original toy was just a mess. I don't like folding up the backpack. I feel like that's going to break. The leg transformation is finicky. Trying to put everything together was just a nightmare. So hopefully this is so much better. You can see the Volkswagen mode and it looks fine. You know, it looks like the typical Volkswagen. And yes, they actually license it as a Volkswagen. Also has the clear windows, but the back windows are not clear. They're painted this time. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but yeah, it's reusing that clear plastic. You can see the backpack kind of folds up the same way. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do. But with the door wings, you could actually fold those down, which I think is fine. You know, I understand that the doors have to go somewhere, so it's not exactly something that could just disappear. I guess they could fold it up into the legs, but I guess the legs have their own thing going on. And you can see that the transformation for the legs seem a lot simpler because the feet have the wheels underneath them. So you'll be able to fold those down. And I thought that was okay, you know. It kind of rounds out his feet anyways because the feet have that kind of... They almost look like the base of a shoe, so that's fine. The weapons, I'm not sure if they're reused from some other figure or if these are brand new, but they look so much better. That sword is much more bulkier. I'm not sure if it's the one from the Rise of the Beast Bumblebee, but yeah, that looks nice. And it's actually painted. Same thing with the gun, so that's really cool. You can see his face. It's just a normal face. I'm not sure if it's going to come with the battle mask, because that was actually something kind of cool with the original toy. But it's around the same size as the other Bumblebees. So yeah, I'm happy that they're doing this. As well, they're also going to be re-releasing the Rise of the Beasts Optimus Prime. This was originally a buzzworthy Bumblebee toy, but a lot of people had problems trying to get that. In fact, in some places, they pretty much scrapped it early. So now we're getting an official reveal so that everyone can get the Rise of the Beasts Optimus Prime. As well, we got to talk about Apelinq. So this was actually revealed previously, but we got more images on the figure. So it's going to be a remold of the Rise of the Beasts Optimus Primal, which is no surprise. Some people are kind of upset by that because they feel like Apelinq should be taller, but it's kind of the same thing with Blackout and Grindor. I don't think it really matters that much, and I don't feel like Hasbro's going to take the effort to completely remake this mold, especially when the next class up is Commander Class, and we already know what the Commander Class is going to be for next year. So yeah, I'm fine with that. I do like the streaks on the arms. You can see that on the armor there, so that's pretty cool. I imagine that the arms are going to be remolded because they have a place for the blades to attach. So he does have the proper blades. I thought that was pretty cool. You can also see that the head sculpt is going to be brand new. It's going to have the spikes on the front of the mouth, much like Apelinq in the movie. And then the shoulders are also going to change because you can see that they're different. You can see the flatter shoulder compared to the one with the spikes, so that's pretty cool. And then taking a look at the robot mode, so you can see that it has most of the attachments. You can see that it still has that chain Link, so you can do things with that. I thought that was pretty cool. You could also add that to Battle Trap if you want. And it does have the Battle Mask version of the head, so maybe you could swap that out with the original Optimus Primal. I thought that was pretty cool. As far as the blades, what you're supposed to do while he's in robot mode is he just holds them, but I don't think that's too bad, you know. He does also have the pretty much gimmick thing that they were going after in the original movie. I can't remember the some sort of transport thing, whatever it was. The key. Let's just call it the key, because I don't remember much of that movie right now. Yeah, transwarp key. There we go. Got it. Haha. Beat you, comments. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at what's going to come for the following year. Or not the following year, the following wave. So we've got the Studio Series 86 Jazz, and I gotta say I'm a little disappointed that they decided to go for this, because we've seen Jazz re-released previously, not just from the first release, but he's been re-released since then. And we also have that 5-pack that also brought out Jazz with the solid plastic, so I imagine that they're probably not going to change the clear plastic. They might fix some of the tolerances, but it's kind of disappointing that they went for Jazz, so I don't really have much to say about that. The next one we have is Q. Finally, we're getting Dark of the Moon Q from Studio Series. Not only is this awesome for people who like the live-action movies and feel like we just had an incomplete line of live-action stuff because there's characters out there still that hasn't been made, but I like that they're going for something that's really obscure, something that's pretty much going to be a one-and-done mold. I mean, they could release it later, they could put it in a multi-pack, but it's still going to be Q no matter what, or at least I think it's going to be Q. Now, they could also do a Widowmaker. I know that there was a listing that they wanted to do the concept art Widowmaker from Age of Extinction. I'm not sure if that's still in the cards, but if it is, I could imagine them taking this mold and changing it into that. But this is the mold that's going to be initially made for Q. And I think that's awesome, because I never got the original Dark of the Moon Deluxe Q. He comes with a bunch of different weapons. He's got that little staff thing that I could imagine plugs on his back. He also has some sort of blaster in his hand. At least I think that's what it is. And then it looks like he's got some tools on the side coat there. He's got that ugly head, which I gotta admit is really ugly looking. I get what the inspiration is, but it's still very ugly. But the car mode, from what we could see, looks pretty nice. I mean, you can see that from the shoulders, you can see the blue. So yeah, this is something that I'm definitely excited for. And I'm glad to see the actual toy, the physical toy, not just some sort of artwork that teases it. We also have Ironhide. Now, Ironhide seems to have some sort of different weapon compared to Ratchet, which is cool. That's something that they also did with the Skywarp compared to Starscream, as they're giving it a different weapon. But that's not the only change. Aside from the red and gray, which is obvious, I believe they're changing the chest as well, because you can see that the lower part is, well, lower, I guess. And you can see that the piece that goes around the face is a little more bolder, it sticks out a little bit more. The shoulders also seem a little more flat, or maybe detailed. I'm not sure. I don't have the original Ratchet figure, so I can't really say for certain what's changed and what's not. But definitely the head. I mean, they have to change the head, of course. And this is a no-brainer. We knew we were getting Ironhide. Even before the listings, we knew we were getting Ironhide. So, anyways, moving on, we also have Shockwave. So this is the Dark of the Moon Shockwave. It's just going to be a re-release, so I imagine it's going to come with the same accessories, you know, the wheelie brains, the parachute guy, and whatnot. Now, some people were speculating that this might have a bolder color scheme compared to the original Dark of the Moon Shockwave, and I don't think that's the case. If you look at the original stock image, the purple was a lot more bold. So I think that's just how the stock image presents itself. It's not going to look exactly like this. I imagine it's going to be exactly like the original Dark of the Moon Leader Class toy. Anyways, moving on, we also have the Age of Extinction Optimus Prime. And this one I was really curious to see exactly how they're going to go about it, because this is going to be a Leader Class, and the original Leader Class figures for Age of Extinction Optimus Prime were not really that good. I mean, I kind of have some fun with it, but I felt like they could have been better. I like that Voyager from the last night, but now we're getting a full-on Age of Extinction version of Optimus Prime. And one thing that I love about this toy is the giant sword. That thing is massive. I mean, it's about the same size as the figure itself, so I thought that was really cool. It's actually well detailed. You know, they managed to paint in the red, and it's not a transparent sword this time. It's also not inaccurate to the movie, and also my webcam stopped, so you're just seeing my face frozen. So that's gonna be weird, but I'm not gonna re-record this whole thing because that'd be a disaster. So you're just gonna have to stick with my stuck face like that. Anyways, it does have a lot of kibble going on. The back, you can see that stick up from there. But I think the head is painted better. We could actually get a closer look. I have a better image of the toy itself. And yeah, the head sculpt seems to be fine. I wonder if it's going to have a flip-out bow mask. I think that'd be pretty cool. The feet don't really look great. I mean, they look like they blend with the legs. The legs almost seem like they have a similar transformation to that original Voyager because you can see the wheels on the back, but I can't really say for sure. Also, the arms don't really seem to do much for the transformation. I do like how the shoulder armor will be able to droop down a little bit more. It's hard to translate this design to an actual toy that will be able to transform because if you look at that original design, there's a lot of things going on and not a lot of kibble to really show. But yeah, this is one that I'm really curious to see. Anyways, with my stuck face in the corner, what do you guys think? Please comment below, let me know. Oh, and another thing I wanted to point out, I wonder what the size is compared to Galvatron going to be. Yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun doodads, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm not a professional.
AllSpark TV, now that's just prime.